Alright, you're watching part 7 of the first day / week in 2022. Alright, part 7. Okay, so do me a favor. Make sure you watch part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and part 5 and part 6 before you watch this, because they always continue the second after the last video. So yeah, make sure you watch them if you haven't already. Yeah, I need to start saying this as well. If you're new to the channel, you know, make sure you enjoy the channel. Subscribe for the latest content. I'm gonna do a new subscribe button when I say subscribe for, yeah, because obviously videos I've already done, you know, I've already filmed like the outros and that. So like now, literally, I'm doing this outro now. So while I'm editing these videos, because I'm like, how many? I think I'm 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm 4. Yeah, I'm 4 weeks ahead. Of like the videos I've already done. So I've edited. Obviously 1 and 2. They're posted at the time of recording this video. I've edited 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm like 4 weeks ahead of you lot. So, yeah. I'm gonna start doing that. I'm basically gonna start doing that. So in the future, if you ever see me make sure, you know, if you're new to the channel, subscribe or whatever. That's how you know I've recently recorded it. So yeah. What is up with my hair? Wow, that's probably the longest intro ever. Anyway, let's get into the video. Did you know, like, rats and mice, they fuck like humans? No, don't all animals fuck like humans? They must do. What animal doesn't? Because human beings are animals. How did I get in this conversation? What's the difference between comedians and clowns? I mean, comedians, they joke about depression, you know? Whereas clowns are just stupid. Oh, my God. You know, should I be a comedian? Or should I be a comedian when I grow up? Comedian, actor, special effects artist. That'd be a dream. Oh, you know, I do think if you have a dream, there's a good chance that'll come true. If you work hard on it, it can happen. You know what I don't get? Your red nose thing. Tell me this. How is having a red nose celebrating kids with, you know, that have, like, problems? You know what I mean? Like, if someone punches you in the face, how are you celebrating a kid who has problems? You know what I mean? Like, how does that work? Why is all the good stuff from the 90s? You know what I mean? Like, we have shit stuff nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, what happened? It's not a joke, I'm being serious. Like, what actually happened? You know? Like, seriously, I swear all the best stuff come from the 90s. What happened, man? Everything's shit now. You know what I mean? The 9-0 and the 2-0. 9-0 to 2-0. Okay, let's look in the positives. What do we have that the 90s don't have? I was gonna say COVID, but that's not a positive. Let me think. Okay. I was gonna say barbers, but they got barbers. I mean, you wouldn't think so. I swear everyone had like afros and shit back then. Like, go to get your haircut, you know what I mean? Time is a meter. You know? It really is. Even, like, time is hot. You know? Like, the 90s are hot. And 2000s are cold, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It just goes down. Like, all the good stuff is hot and all the shit stuff is cold. It just goes down. It's annoying. I've just clicked. Why? 2000s are so rubbish. Bloody hell. My stomach's all over the place. Yeah, no, 2000s are rubbish because we're trying to be as good as the 90s. We're trying to be really good, and that's making us really bad. We're not original anymore, the years. It's like, think about it, the movies. All they do in movies nowadays are just copy the old ones. You know what I mean? They just end up being copies. They do exactly the same thing as previous movies. Clothes, they've recently started out bringing clothes back from the 90s. You know what I mean? They just, instead of being original, they're just bringing back all the old stuff. You know what I mean? Like, no, do something new, you know? Be original. No, I think technology is holding us back because technology showed us history, and we were like, yeah, wow, look, we're great. You know what we should do? We should celebrate how great we are. So we should, redo everything that we've done, and then that's made us shit. Because we're not original anymore, and now because we've done that for so long, we're so dependent on being original. We need to be we're so dependent on being copycats. We need to be original again. You know, if you think an idea is just a mix of lots of other ideas, so it's not hard to come up with a new idea, because all you're doing is looking at what you've already got and mixing it together. Think about it, like, I'm original in everything I do, not to, oh, fucking hell. I've got something in my eye. Oh, fuck. It's like, yeah, like I'm saying, I'm original in everything I do. It's like, I know how to make a new idea. I can constantly bring up new ideas all the time. It's dead easy to do. You know, all you do is just do what you do every day, you know? Just live your day. Live your day and base that day on what you do. Let's say you go out, you play football, you do school, you write something, you come home, you go to bed. Now there are 3 things you did in that day. You did football, you went to school, you wrote something, and then you went to bed. Now, if you mix them 3 ideas together, you could add in writing a diary, because you wrote something today in school, you did football, and so you can put that in your diary, and you went to bed, and that's you waking up and sleeping and then waking up again. So that's that's an example of like how ideas can mix, things like that. You just live throughout your day, and then whatever happened in your day, an idea can pop in your head by everything that happened in your day. That's why I find it really hard why like big companies are struggling with ideas. It's so easy to come up with a new idea. It really is. It really is. Like, they're just doing what they've done before, remaking, like, ones they've already done, like live action Lion King, live action Aladdin, live action Beauty and the Beast, I could go on, you know what I mean? Lady and the Tramp, live action, so some Dumbo live action. There's so many they've done that they're remaking all of them, because they've run out of ideas. All the movie industry. I'm gonna go with that. Yeah. All of them are doing the same thing. They're just copying what they've already done. They're just making rubbish sequels to what they've already done. The only one that stands out this year was Ghostbusters Afterlife. That was a really good sequel. Whereas all the others are shit. Really shit. Ghostbusters Afterlife is a really good example of an original idea, because what they did was just basically they had the idea of having the idea of Egon's daughter, it being about Egon's daughter. That's not a spoiler, because that's what the movie's about, literally, if you watch the trailer. So yeah, so that is an original idea, and then they mixed it in with fan service from the first movie, and he would have got that idea, because if you look at, online, so many failed sequels, how did they come up with that idea, Well, I'll tell you how. It's very, very simple. There have been lots of failed sequels of Ghostbusters 3, and they always planned to do ones where it would be a brand new team. You know, that failed and failed and failed. And then there was a 2016, reboot about women being Ghostbusters. So that's where the idea of a woman Ghostbuster comes in, and the idea of a child. The film before they did the 2016, they was gonna do a film where Peter Venkman's child was gonna be a Ghostbusters. So and there's just lots of all them ideas evolved into that idea of a little girl being Egon's daughter. So see how all them ideas mixed into one original idea. When you go to sleep, your brain works the hardest. When you're awake, your brain is kind of resting. So when you're asleep, your brain is really, really working. So yeah, it's kind of insane to think that, innit? Like, you don't really think of how intelligent your brain actually is, you know what I mean? Like, really, it makes you feel intelligent because, you are. Because your brain is a computer, and it's like on level 1 of during the day. And it's like at level, 99 when it's asleep, So, throughout the day, you're just using a lot less of your brain. That's how powerful your brain is. That's how powerful you are, intelligence-wise. So if you ever think, you can't do anything, just remember that, like, your brain is capable of so much. So, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. Alright, guys. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you loved it, consider subscribing to the channel. It's free. And me and Amanda will see you in the next video. Peace. I'm gonna brush my hair. You're not going yet. You're not gonna leave seeing my hair like this. It's not happening. Do my hair. Oh no. There we go. There we go. That's better. There we go. Wait. Wait. There we go. I can live with that. Peace for real.